What's good, you frosty bastards? Tommy the Hammer here, coming at you on a snow day. That's right, I happen to work on a college campus, so when the kids get the day off, I get the day off. Awesome, of course, because now I finally get to catch up on some movies that I haven't been able to watch recently. And the first movie we're going to be checking out on today's double feature extravaganza is the Charles Bronson, Robert Duvall action film Breakout. And I've never seen this movie before, but I'm a huge fan of Charles Bronson. My dad pretty much raised me on his films, and Once Upon a Time in the West happens to be one of my favorite movies of all time. So I can really appreciate him as an actor, and I look forward to checking this one out particularly. Now, onto the second film. After we watch this one, we are going to be checking out the full moon release of Necropolis. And this is another movie that I've never seen before. I'm a fan of full moon features, particularly the early ones. So, you know, I happen to know that their movies could be a rather hit or miss, but if it's anything like the old school films they released back in the day, like, you know, Puppet Master, Demonic Toys, things like that, then I'm sure this will be fun too. And we're going to kick things off with the Charles Bronson movie, Breakout. So while I peep this movie, why don't y'all motherfuckers check out the trailer, and when I get back, you'll have my review of Breakout.
Charles Bronson stars as a Texas bush pilot in Breakout. His challenge, rescue an American held in a Mexican prison. His fee, $250,000.
They were waiting for us. Somebody told them. Your grandson will try to escape.
It's up to you to stop him.
1001!
Breakout, starring Charles Bronson, Robert Duvall, and Jill Ireland.
Next Monday at 9, 8 Central and Mountain, after Little House on the Prairie.
Okay, guys, I just got done watching the movie Breakout, and, I gotta admit, I thought it was a pretty enjoyable movie. Basically, the character played by Robert Duvall is framed for murder, something he did not commit, and he has to kind of go away to this sleazy Mexican prison for the supposed crime, and his wife then hires this ragtag airplane pilot played by Charles Bronson to bust him out of this Mexican prison. And it's a pretty simple plot, kind of fun enough as it is, but overall, it wasn't my favorite Charles Bronson movie. It kind of, plays off as a Mexican Western meets a crime drama of sorts. And, there's a lot of exciting action sequences and some great scenes involving Charles Bronson. And there's even a young Randy Quaid who kind of like plays his partner in crime as they try to bust out Robert Duvall from this Mexican prison. If I did have to voice some complaints about the movie, mainly it would be its uneven tone. There's a lot of plot elements that I just simply wasn't crazy about, and some of the characters make some really odd decisions. And as you're watching it, it's going along serious enough, and then all of a sudden one of these random weird scenes pops up where the character either makes a decision that you, the audience member, would never make in a million years, or there's a plot element that just makes you scratch your head and say, what the fuck? But outside of that, it's a pretty enjoyable movie, and the main villain, or at least one of the main villains, at the very end of the film, does get sucked into a airplane propeller, and shockingly enough, considering this movie was made during the 70s, you see his entire body explode into a million pieces. That, coupled with Charles Bronson and Robert Duvall, make this movie worth seeing within itself. But outside of that, it's not my favorite Charles Bronson movie, like I said. And out of 10 stars, I think I'm going to have to give this one a 6. It's a solid 6, no more, no less. And if you've seen all of Bronson's other movies and want to watch something that's a little bit off the beaten trail, then I highly recommend Breakout. Okay, so now that we've watched that one, I think we are going to move on to the full moon movie, Necropolis. And much like the last film, I'm going to go ahead and peep it. While I do that, you motherfuckers check out the trailer, and when I come back, we'll discuss Necropolis.
A witch babe of the past, reborn as a butch biker of the future. A holy man hot on her trail.
Satan has never left thy side.
My guess is that someone or something is sucking the life force out of these people.
It's my street. Not anymore.
Evil dancing, sexy stereotypes, drag queen hairstyles, mega breast ectoplasmic lactation, strange unexplained erections, satanic suckling sewer mutants. Beneath the metropolis is Necropolis, where they love New York to death.
Okay guys, I just got done watching Necropolis, and wow, what to say about this movie. Anyone that's actually seen a full moon releasing understands that they're probably not going to be witnessing something with the highest of production values, and this definitely is a testament to those sentiments. Basically, it's about this witch in the 1600s who is foiled from doing a ritual, and then it fast forward to the 1980s where she has been reincarnated as a leather-clad punk rocker or new waver who stalks the city streets and makes zombies for her Legion of the Undead. How does she make these zombies, you ask? Well, she devours protoplasm from the minds of her victims and then feeds them from 6 breasts on her chest, milk, and then makes zombies. So, eat your heart out, Total Recall. But yeah, that's pretty much it. The movie doesn't explain anything, and the scene in the 1600s is equally as pointless because all it serves as is a base for a fish out of water story. Yeah, she was in the 1600s, and now she's in the 1980s. It's bizarre. The plot is not where the joy of a movie like this resides. Basically, I like this movie because it's a time capsule for the early 1980s. The music is awesome. The styles are just very poignant of that time period. And the acting is actually kind of serviceable. I mean, this is schlock, but there's a little production. There's a little time and care that went behind specific characters. And that kind of brings me to the rest of this full moon feature. You know, this is like a filmed on video horror film that is actually a step above that. It's not quite Hollywood B schlock, but it's definitely not some filmed on video garage band type of thing. This is actually a filmed on video with a slight budget. If I had to give this a star count, I think I could only give this movie a 5-star, 5 out of 10. Mainly because the plots were goddamn ridiculous. It makes 0 sense. And as you're watching it, you're not exactly entertained. The death scenes are okay. And the fact that the main character has 6 tits, that's fucking bizarre. Haven't seen that one yet. But outside of that, I couldn't recommend this movie to anyone else that's not into retro 80s sleaze. It speaks to me, but it definitely not speak to the masses. And I can only give it 5 out of 10 stars, guys.